just had to do a couple changes, hopefully making the stream just a little bit better for you.
Yeah, not too much happened when we were gone. Looks like they're still going to try and invade this top side near this blue buff, but they're spending a lot of time here.
Yeah, I mean, if they don't take this blue now, Silas is catching this mid wave, and they might turn this into a 3v3.
Yeah, they do get the stun in on Udyr. Lee Sin is going to be able to go back in on it, but Zed pulls him off of it. The spell shield was not quick enough for him. The showstopper comes in, but he's pretty much, no, the Morgana ult stolen. He could go off on this. Yep, he's going to also get the Morgana too. Lee Sin should go down shortly after, and that is 3 for 0 on the side of Royal Vagabonds. They stayed there way too long for that invade, as looks like Tristana had to use her ult there to get Vayne off, but that is huge for them. They're going to get this Rift Herald probably too.
I don't really know what BaeDCarry fan club was thinking there. Morgana did not have a back compared to Udyr. She was down 2 levels, didn't have her ult, and then on top of that, Lee Sin was focusing the Udyr of all people, where all of his damage was literally running away. So his 2 mages were getting absolutely destroyed while he was just off getting kited. Very unfortunate, series of events for BaeDCarry fan club, but that is a big lead now in RV's pocket.
Yeah, you also have Silas having 3 kills right now in a matchup we said that should favor him, but his roams have been really good. He was able to answer after taking the mid wave, but Veigar only gets 1 stack on his cage. He's not going to get much more. He does get stack on his Q now, but that's about it he's going to get. They are shoving in these waves a lot on the side of BaeDCarry fan club. Udyr's been ganking a lot, and they're still just pushing up constantly.
Yeah, it does not really fit the theme of what BaeDCarry fan club wants to do. I mean, in my opinion, they should want to get this Veigar, scaled up, but just every lane promo pushing to just be ganked is not clean play in my opinion.
As we see him punished it a little bit again with being pushed up. Nautilus wasn't able to land the hook. Probably could have got something a little bit done there, but it does look like Vayne is going to proc the ult. She might kill the Leona here. Leona does get a stun off the heal coming through from 0 kills, but Udyr is chasing this down. The Vayne ult has been worn out, but they are going to turn their focus onto the Morgana. Requiem does not look like he's in a very good position here, as she does hit the Q on Silas. Silas could go down here, but no, goes down before that, and Royal Vagabonds even has good. Could go for top, but no, top does not get it either, as it is just a lonely little Nautilus up here. Everybody is low, but we do see Veigar coming down. Veigar could do a lot of chunk damage here if he comes in soon enough, but this Rift Herald should be able to finish off this. He does not land anything with his cage, so they are going to turn on him, though. He pushed up way too far. Nautilus is there, and Nautilus is probably going to go down too for trying to save her. And that is another kill coming on through. That is 4 kills. They could not trade a single one, even though they were chunked down to pretty low HP from that Morgana Q on Silas. The Vayne was coming through for some good damage on both Leona and Tristana. Royal Vagabonds is just taking control of this game.
Yeah, this is looking like a pretty what's the word? Definitional. Normal game for Royal Vagabonds in this later season. They've been stomping their games, and they pick dive comps, and they just abuse the enemy over and over again and keep going. And they're definitely able to take some of these teams that are lower standing. They're able to just run over them. Looking like a pretty scary team, honestly. And I wanted to talk a bit about, you're talking about the 3-0 Silas. Obviously, there's a big play down there, but I do want to say that Conqueror has really stepped it up in this second half of the season. Early on, he kind of looked a little lost in a lot of his games, but he's been playing with aggression and tact in all of his games, and it's very impressive.
Yep. Oh, we see a showstopper back into the turret. He does flash mid showstopper. That was actually pretty interesting. I've never seen that happen. But no, they are going to continue to try and pressure here with Nightmare. And they are going to try and tower dive this too. The Nautilus ult comes through. He is doing a pretty good job of maneuvering himself around this tower. I don't think he's going to be able to trade the kill for it unless he gets a showstopper off. He does not, but nope, not even Lee Sin goes down from how low he was. But they do get the trade down there on top of Asian Invasion. It's going to go down. Oh, 0 kills. Took a little bit too much of the tower aggro, buddy. That was almost so good and then turned back, but they are going to get plenty of tower plates off this. It's not bad. Oh, Vayne even gets caught out. BaeDCarry fan club, they just look honestly nervous they are making decisions that just are biting them so hard in the end.
Yeah, but I mean, at the same time, like RV is playing really well, other than of course Demar Inting. But like another star performer for this team has been the pickup of Piccolo Thrush. I forget his other name. I apologize, but he loves playing these engage supports, and he is not afraid to go in. He takes every engage he can get, and it's really nice to see. You know, a team draft around pulling the trigger and then constantly pull the trigger and get leads from it.
Yeah, he's been really good. That's 2 times he's caught out somebody that's just decided to step up. It was Cacti the first time down in bot lane trying to help out the, I think Vigar or Morgana. I think it was Morgana. And then right there, he was able to catch out the Vayne, who was just trying to, I don't know if she's trying to collect experience, if she thought that she could change something there, but definitely she's catching out a lot of people and making sure that their mistakes are not forgiven.
Mm-hmm. Interestingly enough, we do see Gore Drinker out of the set. You know, I think normally we're seeing Stride Breaker on him nowadays. Especially, I think he probably should have won Stride Breaker. I think it was probably a little bit of a misplay. Because at most right now, it looks like he'll maybe get 2 people from Gore Drinker. I would say that if you can get 3 people, that's generally when you want to buy Gore Drinker.
Yeah, Morgana is hovering this top lane, but, you know, she's already down a little bit here. I would go back to kind of clearing the camps. She's not got a lot to take here top side. But at the same time, like, she's trying to get these ganks off. She's trying to get this set shut down and get this Lee Sin, like you said, fed like they needed to. But she's wasting a lot of time on this.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because that game plan of getting the Lee Sin ahead, I mean, it was thwarted because he couldn't, you know, win the lane like he wanted to because he was perma pushing into an Udyr who was pathing into him, which, I mean, that's never a good recipe for success.
Yeah, especially being that close to the tower, the showstopper can really screw you over when you're that close to the tower pushing in on the set. Like I said before, Set has a really high sustain with his Haymaker. Like, it just comes down to a lot of the misplays coming from him even. Nightmare kind of not playing out the lane you'd want it to. So it's given Big Boss Man so much room to just harass him and get the Udyr ganks off, as it looks like he's going to get caught out here again by Udyr instead. Looks like they may, nope, the stun does come through. He's rushing to his tower, but it should not matter. He ward hops behind them. I think he was trying to get a kickoff, could not get it off, and it looks like Set is going to take him down. I do not know. You should have probably placed that in front of you, man. You probably could have made it a little bit farther out.
Yeah, I think that going under tower is probably the correct play there. I mean, obviously he wanted to go for something different, but it's a little risky in that situation, of course. I think RV is looking to take this rift, take it top, get next dragon, and then start prepping for the first Baron of the game and cracking inner turrets. Because this game looks very difficult for BaeDCarry fan club to come back in. And it's most likely just going to be forced fights and clean macro from here on out for RV.
Yeah, they do have a little over a 5k gold lead on to BaeDCarry fan club.
Yeah, that's almost 7k.
7? My math is horrible.
That's okay.
It was 5 when I looked at it, because it was.
it's that peanut butter drink.
We don't need to talk about the peanut butter drink. I never want to talk about that peanut butter drink again.
And another thing we're gonna find here is
yeah, we do see another team fight. Leona call coming through. The shield is way too late once again. They're making a kill on the Leona, but they are going to try and escape out of this. Looks like Requiem's going to continue to try and go in. Hourglass pop. They may catch out him. Yep, they get the Udyr down too. They are looking for a little bit more, but definitely everything they can engage off of is missing. The showstopper coming through, so much damage. They may take down almost all of them. The Haymaker does miss a little bit on there, but they get the 1 kill. That was a really good setup from him. They could have probably capitalized a little bit more, but the Haymaker missing doesn't do a lot for him. But Silas is going back in too. Look, down for his crimes here, but no, he flashes away. Definitely, nope, Nightmare takes him down, and it looks like so is Tristana. That re-engage did not go the way they wanted for them with the flash on Silas, but Asian Invasion is just going to chase him down. He does look like he's going to catch him out here completely, as he's, oh no, he is going to try and turn on this. He does get the Gourd Drinker off. That was the perk of going Gourd Drinker right there. He healed so much, almost took down Nightmare too, but could not get it. So he does punish them a little bit for tracing him down, but they are going to get this dragon most likely here. They are low. Udyr is coming in. They do not take this quick enough, as Udyr is going to walk around this cage. Chasing him down right now, does not get hit by almost anything here, but it looks like they are going to get slowed. Leona does hit the Q. They are going in on Nightmare here. Nightmare might be in a sticky situation, but looks like Silas is going to get stunned. Most they can do is probably take down this Nautilus, but they are going to get this dragon too. That was such a good TP coming in from them, as it looks like they do take down the Silas, but they are still going at him. Leona does help them get the stun off on Lee Sin. Lee Sin kicks him away, but will it matter? Looks like, yes, a little bit there, as Vigard's going to get the kill off, and it looks like Lulu may be there to follow. She is going to jump in. I would watch out. 0 kills. You're going to get taken down. Looks like they are going to get down here too. And Royal Vagabonds just re-engaging at times they don't really need to. They've had such a huge lead. They get the dragon and they re-engage once again.
Holy crap, man. I did not realize just how insane this Morgana Veigar Lee Sin combo was. Like, it is very, very difficult for them to find the right engages into these Veigar cages, plus Morgana binds, plus Black Shields, and then this Lee Sin is just way too tanky already. That was a throw. That was a big throw. Like I said, they were at 7k difference, and now it's almost 3k. And we got shutdowns that are available now to take from BaeDCarry Fan Club's team, and Veigar is going to be chunking people hard now. I mean, you know, he's finally caught up with Silas, and this game should not have taken that turn for RV. Like, if you're going back to the drawing board, you got to say how, you know, if they lose this, like, that's where it went wrong.
They are probably going to get punished here too, as the Morgana batting is a little bit late, but it doesn't matter. She is going to still get this kill off of them, but it looks like they are going to try and follow up. Leona tries to Q in right on top of a Veigar cage, and they are going to take significant damage. Luckily, the Morgana Q misses. She could have been really out of luck there, but it looks like the hook is still going to come through. Looks like also some TPs coming in. Also, Tristana coming in, but she gets condemned as well out of this fight. And they are going to have so much unlucky plays here right now, as the Rift Herald isn't going to do anything other than just take a couple minions.
This might be the quickest series of throws I've ever seen in my entire time playing League of Legends. They had everything set up for them in terms of objectives, and then they've went just poor fight after poor fight after poor fight, and like, it is not out of the question now to say BaeDCarry's team is back in this game, especially after this Baron, and like, it actually looks winnable now.
Yeah, 100%. They've shown that their team fights are better even from a 7k gold deficit. Like, it's not looking good when they're only at a 1k gold deficit, as it looks like Conquer's going to continue to try and go in on this. He is doubling down on these fights. Tristana is going to be able to chunk down the Nautilus. There's not going to be a lot of counterplay here from Requiem that he's going to have. But Leona's going to try and also take a stun off on to Lee Sin. Lee Sin is caught out of position. Maybe can ward hop. Yep, he is able to hop onto the Morgana here. The Vayne here, but it looks like they're going to continue to go in.
Oh my
now
God.
Just a little bit of damage from the bomb there is going to go off there. Looks like also, nope, they did actually get the red buff. So they accomplished something. You got the red buff on 0 kills. Run away. Do not re-engage. As it looks like, no, Veigar's just going to keep them off of them. They're not going to continue to go for it.
At this point, I would say that it's a miracle if either team wins this game.
Yeah, that's Morgana Black Shield does come through. Vayne is going to just queue out, so damage is coming through. They're not getting a lot of pushes with this Baron buff, so at least Royal Vagabonds is doing that well for themselves. They still have good wave clear. I would try and just keep these minion waves pushed up. We saw Ghost to 0 kills, kind of push up a little bit to get some damage on that tower. I would not do that right now. You do not have, you know, the setup for this right now. You don't want to get anywhere near engaged on. You want to fight on your terms right now. You cannot try and turn a fight. Every time they have, it's not ended well for them. So it looks like they are going to go on top of this Nautilus. They're going to take Nautilus out of the equation here. but it looks like a lot of damage going to come through from the Vayne. Vayne did ult, so that ult goes down. They are going to lose quite a bit of damage. They could re-engage on this. Nightmare has the Q landed, but he should not go in on this. It looks like Silas is going to try and do something, but he does evade getting stunned by that, and it looks like Morgana Q is what he's going to do. Yep, Morgana ult comes through from both of them, as it looks like that's another kill onto the Morgana. They are going to also get a kill on top of this Vayne and Vigar, as it looks like Lee Sin has no option but just to run away. So that should be Soul going their way. That was the advantage that they had. They kept it for themselves, and they were the ones that kept the engage going. That's what they need to keep doing. Do not fight on anyone else's terms but your own. Do not turn a fight.
Yeah, there's so much going on in this game, man. But we, like you said, we are probably going to see the Soul going down for Royal Vagabonds here after a triple kill onto Tristana. And what a crazy game. This is 24-minute Soul with 37 kills. That's a lot of kills, guys.
Yeah, right now we are seeing them just, they do have Baron buff only on the Lee Sin. They were not able to really get anything off of the Baron buff. They didn't take a single tower. They kept waves pushed in. So even though, you know, Royal Vagabonds, they were bending a little bit, they definitely didn't break. They're back to a 4K gold lead. Not as significant as their 7K a minute ago, but they're back up in that board.
Yeah, and I think what we saw that last fight was kind of what I was talking about beforehand was, you know, they kind of want to poke to just make the Vigar use his cage, and then right after his cage goes down, just engage hard on him and try their best to one-shot him.
Yeah, they've been able to get just catching people on BaeDCarry out of position, which is what they've been doing pretty much all game. If they continue to do that, they're going to continue to win these team fights for them, but they definitely have to team fight down to the point that BaeDCarry can't team fight anymore. Because every time BaeDCarry has gotten out even a little bit, they've been able to turn these pretty heavily.
Yeah, and I want to talk a little bit about Lee Sin's build. I mean, we're kind of seeing an interesting build come out of him. Usually you see Sterix second, but it looks like he wants to try to shred through some of these tanks' armor a little bit. I don't really agree with it, because like it's not like his AD carry needs armor shred, it's Vayne, and he's not usually going to be the one actively dealing damage to the front line. I would have liked to see Sterix, and then it looks like now he's going for a Guardian Angel. So I think it's a slight misplay, honestly, but I don't think it's game ending.
We do see an engage here. It looks like Leona will go down here. Silas is going to have to walk away. Tristana, lucky she did not get hit by that Lee Sin Q. That probably would have been the death of her right there. But we were talking about definitely not wanting to hit the frontliners. All game, we really haven't seen Nightmare be in the backline hitting the Lee Sin kick towards his team. All we've really seen with his Lee Sin kicks has been very defensive, even in the fights that they were winning. So I'd like to see him get in that backline. He needs to start taking advantage of what the best thing Lee Sin can do, and that's get someone from like the Tristana or the Silas in a position that they don't want to be in anymore and just completely chunk them out.
See, I actually disagree with you on that point. I mean, if you look at their comp, they have like a heavy disengage comp, right? So why not just use his ult as like another disengage and just keep peeling back, letting the Vigar get poked with his E and W until, you know, Vayne is strong enough to clean up fights. Because what happens is I don't think he can ever get on Tristana really. So if you kick a Silas in your team, it gives him a chance to burst someone that he normally wouldn't be able to. And then now you're worried about the Silas, and you also have a Leona and an Udyr and a set on top of you. I think he should just be playing strictly to peel and to be tanky, you know?
Yeah, I agree. I wasn't taking into account the Tristana jump for some reason. But
yeah,
I didn't mean to say the Silas. I just look over.
Yeah, it's
I'm
hard
human.
because,
I make mistakes.
No, you're good. It's hard because so funnily enough, this is sort of like a team that we would see La Espada play. You know, they played both times, I believe they've gotten Karthus and then just have a very tanky team with a Tristana. So like it's impossible to get on Tristana. If you get on the other carry, which is Karthus, you're dying anyways. So like it's very reminiscent of something that they would play. And
Yeah,
I mean, it's a
definitely.
scary comp, honestly.
Yeah, definitely, and it's not a bad team to mimic right now. Like not Royal Vagabonds. La Espada is at the top of the leaderboards right now with OTS and INT. So they've had some
Yeah,
pretty good success with it. Why not? You know, League of Legends is a little bit of a mimic game.
yeah. I mean, obviously, RV's comp is slightly different. You know, they have a different jungler. There's more damage on the mid laner, but they essentially kind of want to do the same thing with a hyper carry AD
We
carry.
are going to see the engage. Well placed BaeDCarry right there, as he is able to get a little bit of chunk damage down, but they are going to run after this Lee Sin. He does ward hop away, but it's... Oh, no, he gets a kick off on Udyr, but they are going to start up this Baron. All 5 players of BaeDCarry fan club are up. They are pretty much full HP. You still have the GA on top of the Lee Sin. And it looks like Zero Kills is chunked down pretty hard here. They need to back off this right now. You are at a huge disadvantage.
Yeah, looks like they want to hopefully play for Elder. And in my opinion, they should have just ignored the Soul or the Baron completely, made sure that they had waves pushed in, and then just transferred over to the Elder Dragon.
Yeah, considering one of their big wave clear champions right now is also Tristana, I completely agree. Like, having your Tristana chunk down that hard leaves you pretty vulnerable in some of these team fights.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a lot of their damage right now. I mean, Silas, yes, he has some burst, but it's nowhere near the sustained damage that Tristana can put out in a fight.
Yeah, definitely. They also do have Infernal Soul, and on an Udyr, you love to see that Infernal Soul too. I would say Infernal and Ocean are some of the best on him, especially the Phoenix stance when you have Infernal. So
Yeah.
definitely their team fights are drastically improved based off the champions they have on it. It's just so much extra burst damage coming from such a bursty comp, even Tristana being super bursty. But it looks like they are going to catch out this Nautilus too. Nautilus goes down. Also in a blink of an eye, it looks like Morgana's going to go down. This could turn for them. They are continuing to engage. Silas is cut out of position. This is one thing that I said they can't do. Don't continue to fight, but it might work for him this time, as it looks like Vayne's going to go down. You are chasing very heavily on a GA Lee Sin. Lee Sin goes back in. Don't understand why he went back in, but he is going to resurrect and just immediately die. Yep. They do get Elder here, and
that's Elder, Baron, and then back, and they're looking very healthy to start breaking inhibs.
Yeah, definitely. That was really good execution by them, the Silas. It was also like, at the same time, you don't want to see the Lee Sin go back in, but you do want to try. It's a little bit of desperation right there.
Yeah.
Definitely, they catch out the Nautilus once again, and then Morgana just right on top of it. And like I said with their Infernal Soul, they just were able to chunk down that Morgana in like a second.
Yeah, the Tristana, got her max bomb stacks off onto Morgana and Nautilus, and I mean, yeah, sure, they have armor, they're slightly tanky, but it just is not enough.
Yeah, Blast Cone is used, so that way it's a little bit harder for them to steal it. She does flash, and it looks like Morgana is going to get punished for this. She's going to live like a second longer than she usually would. Yeah, there it goes immediately down.
Yep. And that is a big gold swing. We are now at a, 8.5k gold lead for Royal Vagabonds. They finally were able to stabilize after, the throw, throw after throw that they had in the middle, in the mid game, and they still have the dragons, they still have all the objectives. They just need, now they say, hey, we got Elder, we got Infernal Soul. Hopefully if we go in, we kill everyone and not have, another throw, but they just want to take as much as they can here. If not, go for a risky dive that could just end the game on the spot.
Yeah, it's looking like a lot of desperation plays coming here through them. I mean, they definitely put themselves in even worse position if they just stayed back and waited for this Elder to go down. They would have had a much better chance, but they're going to lose so much because of that. Leona does flash in to get a little bit more on Requiem, and the kick goes away. Leona is out of this fight, but they still do have Elder. His kills are just coming one after the other, and that should be game right there. The triple kill on 0 kills to end it out for them.
And that's what I'm talking about. We saw Pick Lulu Thresh, like, he literally whiffed his ult completely because he hit the Vigar with Banshee's Veil, and he said, I don't care, I'm just engaging anyway. Like, this guy's a really strong support. He knows how to engage. And that is game for Royal Vagabonds. And also, I believe that's most likely BaeDCarry fan club out of playoffs contention entirely. Whereas RV is still in playoffs contention, I believe, especially if they win next game.
As it looks like we do have the captain of Royal Vagabonds in here, Conquer. How you feeling, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey, Conquer, how you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Mhm.
I'll let you start us out, Panda.
All right. So you guys came into this game. You guys were able to get a really good draft in, and you guys had a very early lead. We saw that you guys started to drop off a little bit in the mid game with some team fights that got turned pretty quickly. How did you guys kind of play the rest of the game out from there? Did you guys kind of have to reform some morale, if I could literally speak English?
So, okay. So those fights are literally me. So I have like, okay, I'm a weirdo, right? So I limit test really hard in solo queue, right? Like I take solo queue to its absolute limits. And that a little bit of that slipped into this performance today. So because once we got that huge lead, I'm just like, okay, there's no way we lose, right? But then we're just like losing because I'm literally inting. So I just had to dial back and listen to my bot lane, who is my rock. So yeah, and my top laner, he just had a solid performance in the team fights. So it just worked out.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you guys played really well after those series of throws. You got all the objectives. You got your Infernal Soul, your Elder Soul. So before I kind of want to touch on can you remind me his name? It's Piccolo Thresh, but what is his plots? Right, sorry. This guy's insane. Like his engages are nuts, and like I feel like with him on the team, I don't know the behind the scenes, but it seems like your guys' communication is always on point. You get these dive comps and you just execute them. I mean, how do you feel about I guess the addition of him plus Mr. Cat?
It was like it completely changed our season around picking these two guys up because they just me, Sidro up in top lane, and then Damar down in the bot lane. We have this one style that we enjoy playing,
Hmm.
so we're just gonna all into that style every time.
Yeah.
So we picked up guys that complemented that style, and they play their roles really effectively. And it's smooth comms, everything's good. So
Yeah,
just
your games have been extremely fun to watch this second half of the season, where you pick these engaged team fights and like y'all keep getting leads. Like it's not fair, and I'm glad I already was able to play you earlier in the season because I'm hoping to dodge you in playoffs because it was a little scary.
yeah.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to say, Panda?
No, not really, man. It was just a really good game. We got to wrap it up soon. Love to talk to you a little bit longer, but we
Sure.
do have OTS's game coming up soon. So congratulations on the win, man.
Yep.
So,
I appreciate it. I'm gonna get out of here.
All right.
GG's.
GG's. Thanks, Conquer. All right, so I will let you send us off, Panda.
all right, so don't go anywhere, guys. Here in a little bit, we should be seeing OTS versus Third Impact. That will be Firelit and Maya casting that game. I hope I said everybody's name correctly.
Firelighter and
But
May.
Firelighter. Oh,
Yes.
look at that.
Yes.
There's an
Firelighter and May will be your commentators for that game.
Okay, thank
Stay
you and
tuned, guys. Yep.
because I suck.
And thanks for watching our cast. We good to go, enemy?